Hiya, Laurie here, welcome back. Today I thought we'd do another sort of necessity type dealio. I've been organising all my stationery products recently, and every so often I kind of hit a dead end on where to store items. So at the moment I'm struggling to find a way to store my stickers, like sticker sheets. I kind of got them darted all over the place. My larger ones that are roughly about the same size I've got sort of clipped together in no particular order, and then my thinner ones I have kind of stacked in this wooden storage device drawer type thing. But I want them all together so that I can just grab one thing and I've got all my stickers, so that when I'm journaling I can just kind of have a look through it and use them. I recently emptied this book. This is one of my favourite vintage books for the illustrations in it. It's called England is a Garden, and it's what I use to make my little envelopes that I put my thank you card and stuff in when I make a sale on Etsy. So I recently emptied this one, so I thought we could use this, and I'm just going to take the sleeve off it. But basically I'm thinking of putting like a side pocket here and then a regular pocket here, so I can put my larger ones in this side and my thinner ones in this side. So that's the plan. And I was actually thinking of using this because it's not paper or card. It's that, I don't know what it is, but it's almost plasticky. It's less likely to rip on me, and it'll probably last a little bit longer. So what I'm thinking of doing is actually folding it over like so, and then gluing it, and then gluing it like so. But first of all I need to kind of fix this part here. So I need this bit gone. So this is like a little knife thingamabob, and I'm just going to very lightly, because I don't want to go through the back, I'm just going to very lightly run it across just to trim those threads and any little bits of glue, and hopefully I should hopefully be able to then just lift this out. And I don't mind if I rip this because I'm going to cover it up, but at the same time I don't want it to be too much of a mess, she says as she rips it to shreds. So I've just tore away all the edges that were kind of sticking up and annoying me, and my spine is still completely intact, which yay. And I've just grabbed this, which is a sketch pad, plain white paper, but it's nice and big. It's A3, and I got it from B&M's for $2.99, as you can see. And I have one sheet left, oh my goodness. So it fits in there nicely. So I'm just going to trim down this bit here, because it does actually have a slightly perforated edge, if I remember correctly, or does it? I'm going to cut away this little bit here with those parts there. There we go. And then I'm going to pop this down and draw around it. I'm going to just grab a little pencil here, and I'm going to bring it up to the edge. As straight as I can, and draw around it. And then I'm going to cut this out height wise, but I'm going to leave that extra little space here just for now, just because when I push it into the spine I'll need more paper than what I've measured. So this should fit height wise, and it's a little bit too too good, so I'm actually going to trim it down a little bit more. So I just had to trim that down a couple more times, but now it's roughly where I want it. So I'm going to line it up and kind of push or rip, whatever you prefer. Dang nabbit. Oh, it's my last piece, so I can't do it again, unfortunately. I'm going to fold it right there. No. There. Should be where my spine is, and those folds are just going to help it kind of land in those grooves a little bit. And now I'm just going to draw a line here and here, and line it up. And let's see how we did. So I'm going to glue the spiny area first, and I think I'll actually put glue on the spine rather than on the paper. And I'm just using Oohoo wet glue or clear glue or whatever it's called. Just making sure that it's relatively straight. And now I can put glue on this side. So now I'm going to put just a line of glue, my goodness, all along there. And then I'm also going to put it directly onto the paper here. So this is quite a thick paper because it's sketch paper, but it's not quite card. But it's just purely to cover up those rips and just make it look a little bit better. And I would be running out of glue. Luckily I have another one right here. Be sure to get your glue everywhere, that's essential. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing on the other side, hopefully with a little less mess. While that's drying, I thought we could make our closure. So I'm going to just do like an elastic kind of closure. So I'm not going to be using like these parts. I've got glue on my thumb. Yeah, I'm not going to be using those parts. So I thought that we could cut them off and then I can use them for the top, or like this bit here, for the top of my closure. And I've got some scrap cardstock here. So I'm going to do about 4 of those maybe, and see how strong that is. So I'm just going to glue them together. And see how messy that is. Oh my goodness, this glue just gets everywhere. It's brilliant glue, but I swear it is messier than a toddler. Oh my goodness. So far I only have the 3 on there, but the glue is just getting everywhere, so I'm going to tidy that up a little bit first. You know what I might actually do? I'm going to lift this one off, if I can, and stick it on there and do that, because I've got enough glue in there to glue like 6 more. Oh, it's a good thing I'm covering this up. It's a blooming mess. Look at my hand, I look like I'm a spider. Silk, anyone? Feels sturdy enough. So I'm going to take out one of these. Do I want it with flowers on it actually? Because there's a little bit up in the corner there. No, you wouldn't see it anyway, so it doesn't really make much difference. And I'm going to attempt to put glue on this without gluing my hands together. Wish me luck. So that should be enough. Don't know why I bothered painting my nails. The entire nail polish will be off by the end of this video. Stick that down. I shouldn't need one on the bottom because you're not going to see that part, and it's not going to give any more durability or anything like that to it, so I'm just going to leave it as is and give that a second to dry. Okie dokie. So I'm going to just kind of eyeball the center and be miles away from it. And do I want a hole actually? I might just pop a hole with my L in it, because it's just for, oops, don't think I gave them enough time to dry. There we go. So I got a little hole there. And now we need our cover back, so we can add a hole here. So this should be nice and dry. So now when I'm lifting it, it's not going to pop up like here or here. If you don't wait for this to dry, you'll see that when you fold it, this area, oops, sorry, this area here and then this area here will kind of make a crease, I guess. So you want to be able to fold it without that happening, and that means it's completely dry. And if it does happen, just leave it for a wee while longer, like open it back up, press them down and leave it for a little while longer, and it'll be fine. So now I'm going to grab my ruler and actually measure something. My pen again. So I need this to be like in the middle roughly, and I want it to be about that far away from, about that far away. So it is 20, almost 26, which means, if I can keep the blooming thing straight, I need it to be about 13, so just under 13. It's about there. I'm making the circle relatively big because it's right on the edge of a flower. Plus it'll be covered up. And again, I'm just going to take my owl and put my finger quite a distance away from where the hole is so as not to stab myself. I'm going to just pop a hole through that. I'm just pushing it down further because this owl is styled so it gets thicker as it goes towards the edge, and I want a relatively thick hole so that the legs fit through it. And I'm just taking a brad. I could have done this before I put the paper on, but oh well. And these are really cool. I've got like screwdriver kind of etchings on them. So I'm going to pop this in. Hopefully go in. There we go. And open it up. I may actually grab a wee washer and pop that in between. So I've just grabbed my little doohickey box, and I'm just taking, I think I'll take 2 because it's elastic that I'm going to be using, and I want it to kind of raised up enough that I'm not going to be fighting with the elastic when I'm opening and closing it. And pop this back in and close it. And now this has got a decent enough gap down there that my elastic should slide in without any problems. And then I'm going to cover up this part here with a piece of that paper that we cut off earlier. And as you can see, it kind of disguises it and protects it. And now we have our closure part on the front. So now we need it on the back. So my pen, I'm going to just keep my book like this, and I'm going to use this as a guide for where I want to put my hole for my elastic. And then I'm going to take my crocodile. Obviously you could pop a hole for this as well with your owl if you don't have a crocodile. I want a slightly larger hole so it's easier for me to get the elastic through. So I'm using the smaller circle, the smaller punch, which is, I'm sure there's a centimetre, eighth of an inch in size, to give me that itty bitty hole. You could put an eyelet on this if you wanted to. I'm not going to, but that's just my preference. I need my lighter, which I cannot see, so I'm going to grab this and just burn the edge of that, just to stop it from fraying. And I shouldn't need this to be too big because I want it to be relatively tight, but at the same time I want it to be easy to tie it, so I'm going to make it bigger than what I will need. And again, I'm going to burn the edge of that. I'm just making sure that it's cooled down before I start messing about with it. And then do my best I'm just doing the exact same thing again, but making the hole slightly bigger, just so it's easier on me. And then now it should fit in it easier. So I'm just pushing that in, both together. And then I'm going to hook my pen on so that it doesn't accidentally pull through while I'm tying it. I'm just going to even it up. And knot it off. And just double check that's not going to come through there. And now, do I want to tie it off here as well? Let's see how tight. It's a bit tight actually. So it was a bit tight, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that knot, because I was going to take it out, but I'm going to leave the knot and I'm going to use that as my stopper for this side, and then I will tie it again on this side. It's assuming I can. I may need to start again because I think I've cut it too short. Dang it. Right. Take two. Right, so we got it. Is it done? Right, now I'm going to just actually test it to make sure that it's not too tight. That should be fine. And now I can trim off the excess and again, just burn those edges just to stop them from fraying. Oh my goodness, you must be sick of hearing me say that. And now we have our closure. Yay! So again, like I said, I'm going to be using this guy here, and I can actually grab my paper trimmer for this. And I'm going to cut it in half first of all. Well, not so much as in half, as I'm going to cut away the spinach area. Not sure if that's a word, but it is now. And then I'm going to kind of measure how wide I need this to be. So where to put this? I'm going to pop this up like this, and I'm going to actually cut that little bit off first because it's curled up from where I trimmed it with the scissors earlier. So just that very edge piece off, just to get rid of that fold. And then this is the one that's going to be like a normal bottom loading pocket. So I'm going to trim it to here where the edge of the paper is. Line that up. And now when I fold it over, I'm going to just fold it in half. It should sit nicely in that space there. And I think I'm actually going to, hold on, grab my bone folder. So I'm just lining up the edges and folding it in half. super complicated stuff. And there we go. And I'm going to fold this part down just to give me that nice clean edge and also reinforce the part that's going to get the most annoyance, basically. I'm going to be pestering it a lot. So like so. And that will sit right there. But will it get in the road? May need to sit it out just a tiny touch. So I'm going to glue all this pocket now, and then we'll do the next one. So I'm just using the same glue, that Oohoo liquid glue. And I'm going to fold, like do the one fold and then let it dry, and then I'll do the top fold. You could sew this, that would be cool. It'd be really pretty, but I'm not gonna. And I'm just going to take, actually I'll wait for it to dry, and then I'll take my scissors and just tidy that edge up there. So while that's drying, I can work on this one. And again, I'm just going to, actually, yeah, I will. I was wondering if I could just use that, which I might do actually, and just fold it like so. And it gives me, no, I'm going to trim it off. Actually, let's, there we go. And get rid of that folded edge again. And I'm just going to trim it down, because again it'll probably be too tall. Yep. So I'm going to hold it to the paper edge and draw my line. And this one I am going to fold this way so that I don't get, although it doesn't really matter because either way it's pretty, but I'm going to have the flowers rather than the castle. Line that up. And that's gonna really get in the road of that, huh? Because even if I was to, I may just bring it and glue it there. I know that's a bit of an eyesore, but it's just gonna get in the way otherwise. Yeah, so I'm gonna glue this here so that that's not, because if I glue it there, it will hide it, but it's gonna make it really hard for me to store my stickers in there. Whereas if I sit it there, yes, you can see it, but it's not in the way. So hopefully that makes sense. Is it the right size? So now I'm going to do the same thing and glue this side. So while that one's drying, I'm just going to take my scissors and just cut off that sliver of an edge there, just to tidy that little bit up. And now I'm going to add my glue here to glue that part down. The reason I left it to dry before doing this part is the same reason I left the cover to dry. If I was to have folded this before the glue was completely dry, it would have started to wrinkle, which obviously we don't want. And now we have our 2 pockets. And so you can start sticking them in. So because this part is on the fold, I don't feel like I need to kind of reinforce it the way I did with this one. This one had the sort of flimsier edge, whereas this one's on the fold. Obviously, I could fold that in a little bit more, but I don't really want to because I've already got quite a thin pocket, and that would take it down to like about this size, which I could do, but I really don't want to. So I'm going to just add some glue along the 3 edges. And this down. So I just went and grabbed some lace because I can't leave well enough alone, and I thought that I could pop some along the edge. So I really like this one here, and I'm really hoping I have enough. I like that. So I'm really hoping, yay! So I'm just going to measure this out. And there. And ta-da! Just went and grabbed my 3-in-1 Beacon craft glue, a fabric glue, and I'm just going to add some along the edges, like so. And pop that in there to keep it, just make sure this is the right way up, which it wasn't. And there we go. Maybe slide that in a little bit actually, because it's kind of longer than it needs to be, and I don't want it to be in the way of the spine. And I'll trim that off in a second. Ta-da! So I thought I could maybe put some lace on the spine as well. What do you think? Glue on my nail. So I've got some laces just kind of sitting here that I could use. I think that's too thin. It's pretty, but too thin. Let me see. Ooh, actually, I have this here, which would be nice. Is that still too thin, maybe? Let me see what else I have kicking about. I have this one, which is slightly wider. I like that one too. Let me see. What one do I prefer? I think I prefer this one, so I'm going to pop this one away. And trim that down. And 3, yep. I'm going to put glue on just this part here, so not the sides yet, and then I will close the book to do the sides, just so that the entire side is covered. And again, I'm just using the fabric glue. I'm trying to just get it even. And then I can fold it over and add glue along the sides. So this is our little folio type thing. So I'm just going to grab my stickers. Oh, and of course these will not fit in. I'm going to trim them down. And see if I can get a bit that's see, I've never even used these because I always forget I have them because they're not just easy to grab or anything. Same with these. So I've got like a bunch here that I was gifted with purchase. Like when you buy stickers, they'll send you a free sheet or something like that. Never used them because I always forget I have them. I'll just slide these ones up the top. And I think I'm actually going to do these this way. Might fit. Yep. So there we are. And pop these ones in the back. Oh no! See, I worried about that because of the type of material it is. I worried that it might not stick properly. And I've just dropped my stickers. Oh jeez. I did think that might be an issue. I didn't think it would happen right away. Let's see here. Pop these ones in the back here. And will these fit in there? No. So I accidentally pull that up again. I don't think they'll fit in there at all, actually. Nope. Dang it. So how gorgeous are these? These are a gift from my dear friend Laurie. Hi Laurie. She sent them for my birthday. So they seem to be fitting in okay. and lift it. Pop those in, and I think that might be the whole kit and caboodle. Probably get more in this one. So I have some here that are actually from a washi tape, and I had to trim it to get to the next one. So I've got a couple of those, and then I've got these, which are like envelope seals. And let's see what else I could slide in there. I've got these guys again, a little freebie. Actually, they're quite short, so I think I'll leave those. Let's see. I've got these ones which are like stamps, postage stamps, which again, I never use them because I always forget I have them. And I've got more postage stamp styled ones back there, and here as well, I believe. Yep. And again, I just never use them because I always forget I've got them. Let's see, I've got some here that are really thin. I could probably sit. I think the ones are taller. There, and I think I may be pushing my luck now, so I may end up needing to make another one of these for the rest of my stickers, but I'm really glad I made it. That's too short, because at least now when I lift this, I've got quite a lot of my stickers kind of grouped together, whereas before they were just kind of scattered all over the place. And I just kept forgetting that I had them. So, put that one at the back. May try some double-sided sticky tape on this, because it's the shiny material, I did worry that this would happen. So I did look out some double-sided tape. So I'm going to pop it on this part actually, so that I don't stick it to where I don't want it. Not a huge, I don't use double-sided sticky tape very often because I don't think it works very well, but I'm thinking that maybe with this type of material it may actually be better. So here's hoping. I might actually take these ones out of there and pop them, because they're stamps as well. And in there. And yeah, I think I'm done. I think I've pushed it to its limit. So I'm going to call it a day, and I'm just going to slide that one in as well, actually, because of my chancer. So I'm going to call it a day and see how that goes. Oh, I like it. I'm happy with that. Like I said, I probably will need to make another one and kind of work out a way, maybe put the side pocket on this side so that I've got the full page. So that's an option. I could do that on the next one. But yeah, I really love this, and I hope you guys like it as well, and that it kind of gives you an idea of a way to store your own stickers or ephemera or whatever. But yeah, I hope you give it a try. It definitely gives you a repurposed use for your old book covers when you finally use up all your pages. I mean, obviously you could use this to create your own book as well, so there's that. But I like the fact that I get to actually keep this because I really like the cover. So yeah, I'm happy with it. So thanks for watching, everybody. I really hope that you enjoyed this, and I hope you're all safe and well and healthy. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Take care and God bless. Bye.